Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much, Helen, for that wonderful, warm introduction. And Brooke, you were awesome. It is such a joy to be here with you all tonight. Thank you for welcoming me and holding space to hear my story. The theme, The Beautiful After, is close to my heart because I am living proof that beauty can rise from the ashes of brokenness. And I want to take you on that ride with me tonight. Is that all right? Okay. I don't want to just show you the polished, smiling version of who you see before you, but show you the raw, real, resilient woman who got here through faith, hope, and a whole lot of fight. Let me reintroduce myself. My name is Carla Williams. I was born and raised right here in Toronto. I'm the proud mother of two incredible daughters, Ari, now 16, and Coco, who is 14. These girls, they are my light, my reason, my why. They are the heartbeats behind everything I do. But before the strength came the struggle. Let me take you on that ride. Grab your drinks and get your tissues and buckle up. Because sometimes healing sounds like laughter through tears and courage in the middle of the storm. From birth, life came at me fast. The story goes that the doctor told my mother that I looked too Inuit to be a black man's baby. My parents called me an ugly duckling. My father was present for the first 3 years of my life, and then he wasn't. He was gone. I wouldn't see him again until I was 29 during a trip to New York City when my late grandmother called me and said, "Come up and visit in Far Rockaway, your father's here." I was a grown woman meeting my father like a stranger. It was emotional, complicated, and unfinished. My mother, fighting her own battles with trauma and addiction, raised 5 children on her own. 2 of us were biracial, and the other 3 were white. Our household was a storm, loud, chaotic, and unpredictable. There was love, but it was buried under the weight of pain and survival. By my early teens, I was already parenting my siblings, cleaning daily, cooking, and pleading with my mother to buy food instead of alcohol. I'll never forget the day that I fought her for the car keys, not out of rebellion, but out of desperation. I wasn't just a kid. I was surviving in grown-up shoes I never asked to wear. At 15, after being kicked out repeatedly, I finally left. A friend's mother, my earth angel, Auntie Barbie, saw my pain and took me in. That act of kindness saved me. I got on student welfare at 16, and I was out in the world on my own. But not really alone, because eventually, I would take in my sisters and brothers one by one. I was building a family from the pieces that life left behind. I finished high school, then in 2023, I graduated from hair school, one of my proudest moments of my early adulthood. That diploma represented freedom, possibilities, a door out of survival and into something more. I went on to build 2 careers, in finance and in hairstyling. I worked for 3 of Canada's top banks. I was blessed to style hair on sets for background talent for music videos like Drake, Trey Songz, Teo Cruz, and Karen David. I worked behind the scenes at events and on photo shoots for magazines. I became a good stylist in this city, blending creativity with entrepreneurship. Every hairstyle, every bank position, and every late night was part of my climb. I also spent 20 years as a dance teacher and a choreographer with Toronto's Parks and Recs. My dancers were my joy. We practiced, we performed, we won dance competitions, we brought home medals. Dance gave me purpose and connection in a way that words couldn't always reach. Then came love in 2010. I married who I thought was my forever. He proposed to me at the top of the Empire State Building, and I thought, this is it. I've made it. I've made something better than what I had. In 2011, we welcomed our daughter, Coco. That same year, I reconnected with my sister, Janelle, who was a mother of 6 children while battling what was misdiagnosed as stage 4 cancer. Later, we learned it was sarcoidosis. What a fight. Her fight was fierce, yes, but so was her grace in the face of every storm. By 2013, my marriage ended in a devastating divorce. There I was, going to family court, working full-time, raising a child, doing hair, paying bills, and trying to keep it all together. I promised myself that I will not become what broke me. I will not repeat what hurts me. In 2015, life hit hard again. My beloved sister, Janelle, passed away suddenly due to trauma, and then she was just gone. At my sister's funeral, I can remember seeing my parents giggling. I asked them to share the joke, and my mom said, "Look, the ugly duckling has turned out to be a beautiful swan." My sister's 6 kids were just left behind. Overnight, I became a mother of 3. I attended court multiple times, and I fought for custody, and I won. There I was, co-parenting with 3 children's fathers, not the way I pictured my life. By 2017, I had to make the gut-wrenching decision to give up custody of one of my nieces due to safety concerns. I sobbed for weeks, months, and still to today. It felt like I was a failure, but I knew I had to protect the other children. I sought therapy, and I started healing with intention. And just when I was catching my breath, in 2020, my maternal brother died of a drug overdose. That grief was layered. It wasn't just losing him, it was mourning what addiction had taken from so many in my life. In the middle of that, I had just started a new position at the bank as a fraud analyst, and I was trying to stay sharp, competitive, and successful among my peers. But one day, I found a lump in my breast. The diagnosis, stage 1, HER2 positive, invasive ductal carcinoma. The doctor's treatment plan was a lumpectomy, chemotherapy, radiation, and years of medication. But I did not take that blindly. I said, you're gonna need to come back with more options, more treatment plans. I may want another child. I have a corporate job and obligations. They labeled me difficult. I called it forward thinking. I called it self-advocacy. In 2022, heartbreak returned. My paternal brother was murdered. Then my father passed shortly after, and then my 100-year-old grandfather died, all within 3 months. It felt like death was on repeat, losing so many more friends and warriors during COVID. Despite all of this, I had a double mastectomy with expanders, 24 rounds of chemotherapy, and 3 reconstructive surgeries and medication. And no time to break. COVID was in full force, and I had to go to every treatment alone. No visitors, no hand to hold, just me, God, and the will to keep going. During that time, I reflected deeply on my life. I prayed to God, get me through this, and I will change. I will live differently. I had been a smoker for 26 years, and I quit. I continued counseling, got saved, and grew closer to God. That was when I found my people, reconnected with some old friends, joined Facebook Cancer Communities, where I met my bestie, Crystal, of Crystal Talks Cancer in Texas. And I found a wellness platform called Reactivate Myself. That's where I met Ellie, Elaine Bellinger, my cancer mentor, a light in the darkness. We became close, we shared stories, we planned projects together. In July of 2022, I went to Ottawa to meet Ellie in person. That weekend was filled with laughter, tears, and sisterhood. But when I got home, she told me that her cancer had returned. My heart was shattered. Ellie passed away 2 months later, in September 2022. I lost a friend, a guide, a pioneer, a fellow warrior. I had the tools, and I had to keep going. I kept mothering, I kept praying, I kept showing up, even when I was falling apart. Now, I'm cancer-free. It's been 4 years, thank you, that I've been in remission, and I can say, I didn't just survive, I've evolved, I transformed. For me, the beautiful after is not about everything being perfect. It's about the sacred ordinary, feeling the sun's warmth on my skin, reading a book, hearing music, and dancing wherever I am. It's seeing my girls laugh. It's launching businesses. It's showing up for women and people just like me. It's about Cancer X Rated, a company I created to support women with products, resources, education, and love as they recover from surgery, treatments, and trauma. It's about Reactivate Myself, continuing Ellie's dream and legacy. It's about Coco's World, a children's book series I created that helps parents and families have honest conversations about hard things. Every morning I wake up and I say, thank you, God. You still have a purpose for me. Let's go again. To anyone and everyone listening, you're not alone. You never were. Whatever storm you've walked through, illness, loss, heartbreak, betrayal, there is beauty in it. You just have to find it. Even in the ashes, even in the silence, even in the tears, there is something worth reclaiming. You don't have to be perfect to be inspiring. You just have to be you. Let me share a few of my anchors. Isaiah 61 verse 3 says, He will give you a crown of beauty instead of ashes, the oil of joy instead of mourning, and a garment of praise instead of a spirit of despair. Hebrews 10:24, and let us consider one another and provoke love and do good work. 2 Corinthians 1 verse 3 and 4 says, God of comfort, who comforts us in all of our troubles, so that we can comfort those in any trouble with the comfort we ourselves receive from God. For those wondering, how did I do it? My past prepared me. I already had resilience inside of me. I took lots of classes with Courage in Action multiple times. I read a lot of books. I found resources. I listened to wise women's advice. And I reached out when I felt weak. I poured into myself, slowly, consistently, and faithfully reactivating myself. And above all, I didn't give up. Even when I wanted to, even when I cried myself to sleep, even when nobody clapped. To everyone here, your story is not over. Your pain is real, but so is your power. Don't rush the healing. Sit in it. Let it shape you. Let it strengthen you. Let it teach you. Let it soften you. You are not broken. You are becoming. Beauty after doesn't mean life is easy. It means you found strength in your struggle and purpose in your pain. And as admirable William H. McRaven says, if you want to change the world, start by making your bed. It sounds simple, but it's profound. Start small, speak kindly to yourself, take one step, because every small act of order is a rebellion against chaos. And ladies and gentlemen, you've already survived this storm. Now go out and make something beautiful of it. Thank you.